So I noticed a new category in Disney Plus. Marvel Cinematic Universe in timeline order. So this is like the in-universe chronological order of the MCU. Now, I've never watched it in timeline order, so I think I'm going to do a series of me doing just that. So let's get started. Captain America, the First Avenger. It's so weird seeing the Paramount intro in front of some of these movies. The way he says that just reminds me of Lord of the Rings. The foreshadowing. Also, can we talk about how good the Skinny Steve effect still looks after all these years? I love the original Human Torch reference there. Clara? I forgot Jenna Coleman was in this! What the frick? The use of imagery in this movie is amazing. Stanley Tucci! Oh my gosh.
Want to kill Nazis. Is this a test? Yes.
I love the look on his face.
I don't want to kill anyone. I don't like bullies.
This whole exchange between Steve and Erskine is just... it's amazing. It sets up who Steve Rogers really is at his core. Another great Easter egg. I still hope they bring Zola back in some way. Ah, Tommy Lee Jones. His grumpiness is like wine. It only gets better with age. Mind over matter, people. Mind over matter.
He's still skinny.
I love it.
Amplifies everything that is inside. So, good becomes great. Bad becomes worse.
I love that Falcon and the Winter Soldier based the entire premise around that.
This is why
We'll get to Falcon and Winter Soldier, but like, I love that they never forgot that fact about Steve. I love that they keep just barely hinting at the Red Skull's deformity. They never show it until later on in the movie. Because for those who aren't familiar with the comics, it's a great reveal. And like for those who are familiar with the comics, you know, they get to look forward to what he's going to look like. Hugo Weaving was also just such perfect casting. Okay, there's a super important shot coming up here. Right? There. The way he opens his eyes is just like the Hulk right before he transforms. Now, it's implied that in the MCU, Bruce Banner was part of some sort of super soldier serum recreation experiment, and that's what led to him becoming the Hulk. I think that's definitely a clue that that's what happened. A hero is born with glistening pectorals and abs. This moment coming up is completely involuntary. She said when she reached out like that, she couldn't help but reach out towards his pecs. She did not intend or was asked to do that. I love this man is keeping pace with a car. I love that they immediately give us a chance to see his abilities.
You will be brought before the field.
I love that it's the Iron Man repulsor blast. It's like Dummy from Iron Man has had enough and just starts killing people. I love that machine that he built. Why did my Alexa just go off when they all said Hail Hydra?
Not all of us can storm a beach or drive a tank.
Love this song! Ah, it's so great. I love that there's comic books in the MCU.
I'm from Fresno, Ace.
You know what you're doing? Yeah. I've knocked that 8 off Hitler over 200 times.
It's such a great line. Also, Dum Dum Dugan! I just realized something really cool about this scene. He lets Zola go and gets Bucky back from the research facility. Then he loses Bucky on the train while they're trying to capture Zola. Then Zola gets blown up while he's looking for information for Bucky. It's like he can never have Zola and Bucky. This is why the MCU succeeded in the beginning. Because they made their movies like movies with big reveals. Even though all the comic book fans know who the Red Skull is, they still did big end of second act reveals. This is the most like World War II Nazi science vehicle ever. It's so impractical, but it kinda looks cool. Being like jet helicopter rocket thingies. Like that was World War II futurism. It didn't have to be practical, it just had to look cool. Stanley cameo number 1! Oh, the Howling Commandos and Dum Dum Dugan. I don't know why, but I've loved this character since I was a little kid. I wish we could get more Dum Dum, okay? He's alive in the comics as a life model decoy. Do that in the MCU. I want more Dum Dum. I never noticed Bucky's doing all the flirting in this scene, but she is staring right at Steve. I've never noticed this before.
I'll be there. I'm invisible.
Yeah, we all are when frickin' Chris Evans is in the room, buddy. I do love the instant role reversal between him and Bucky when he gets all muscly. Because he's the whole package. He's a great guy, and he's beefy. Let's talk about this scene. Steve is clearly uncomfortable, and no one ever talks about this scene. And it kind of reminds me of what Hulk was talking about in the first episode of She-Hulk. He says that Steve Rogers had his first time with a girl on the OSS tour, and it just reminds me of this. Just because he slept with someone doesn't mean he necessarily wanted to. And knowing from Avengers that Steve Rogers is a very conservative Christian boy, plus his strong sense of romance and waiting for the right dance partner with Peggy, it actually makes me kind of sad that he was more than likely coerced by some random girl on the OSS tour. But we don't know all the details. I'm just saying, from the character that they've set up of Steve Rogers in the MCU, then this scene, that seems the most likely option of what happened. Oof. Yeah, she mad.
I think it works.
Oh, that uniform. That is my favorite uniform Cap has ever had. This is one of the greatest montages of all time. Look at that! Bucky, no! Well, we're never seeing him again. Wilhelm #1. I love how he's surrounded by all these guys with guns, and 2 engineers just standing menacingly.
Let's go find 2 more.
I love him. Bye, Johan. See you in like 20 movies. It's so sad. Ow!
It's from May 1941. I know because I was there.
Why did they just pick a game that happened after he went into the ice? I never got that. Anyway, that's it for Captain America. Next up, Agent Carter. That's right, I'm doing the one-shots too.